Now, after filing a petition challenging President Uhuru Kenyatta's win in the August election, the National Super Alliance have until tomorrow to serve the very petition to 3 of the respondents, who are IEBC, its chair Wafula Chebukati, and finally President Uhuru Kenyatta. NASA wants the Supreme Court to nullify Uhuru Kenyatta's IEBC declared victory to pave way for a fresh election.
NASA presidential candidates Raila Odinga, Kalonzo Musyoka, and their chief agent Musalia Mudavadi arrived at the Supreme Court close to 11:30 p.m. with just a few minutes left to the midnight deadline. They were carrying loads of documents containing their evidence as they lodged their petition challenging Uhuru Kenyatta's election.
This petition is over 20,000 pages long, containing all the evidence that we have been able to gather, showing clearly that Uhuru Kenyatta did not win this presidential election. The
24-page petition, prepared by Murumba and Awele advocates, is accompanied by 25,000-page evidence that NASA ferried to the judiciary using several vehicles.
90% of the documentation that we have filed today is evidence, and evidence which most of it is largely from the IEBC itself.
In fact, over and above the affidavit of Raila Odinga, there are 4 other affidavits of experts which are intended to sustain the argument that has been put before the court.
The first respondent is IEBC, which conducted the election, while the second respondent is the chair Wanyonyi Wafula Chebukati, who declared the result of the presidential election and delivered a written notification to the Chief Justice, while the third and final respondent is the president, who was declared the winner. Among grounds and arguments that NASA has raised in supporting their petition include violation of the principles of a free and fair election and the electoral process under Article 81E of the Constitution, relay and transmission of results, stating that the entire process of relaying results to the National Tallying Center was not simple, accurate, verifiable, secure, accountable, transparent, open and prompt as per the Supreme Law. Lack of impartiality, neutrality, efficiency, accuracy and accountability have also been listed. Voting, counting and tabulation of results is the second major ground that NASA has fronted in their petition. The third ground is substantive non-compliance, irregularities and improprieties, whereby the petitioners argue that the presidential election was materially marred, fundamentally flawed, and affected by having ungazetted and undesignated polling stations, ungazetted and undesignated returning and presiding officers, improper and invalid returns. Rejected votes or ballots is ground number 4, among other contraventions and violations.
This is not just Raila Odinga, Kalonzo Musyoka petition. It is a petition by millions of Kenyans who would like to see justice done in our country. And we hope that through this petition, we can finally transform the electoral process in our country.
Whether or not this petition will succeed depends on how IEBC and President Uhuru Kenyatta will answer to these accusations. And as I've demonstrated before, they passed the initial threshold to meet a standard for interrogation. Now, the court will need to analyze and see to what extent does the improprieties mentioned by the petitioner warrant interference.
I do not see them having any evidence that can overturn the result or can reduce the margin that the president had to less than 50% plus 1.
After receiving the petition, all the 3 respondents will have 4 days to pave way for interlocutory applications, then a pre-trial conference before setting the stage for hearing and final determination of the petition by the 14th day. Duncan Hemba, KTN News.
And the National Super Alliance leaders have claimed that former IEBC manager Chris